Hey, Rob from Order 42 here, and today let's get caught up on some news, shall we? I mean, it's been quite the week. It's been quite the week, and there's been a lot of news all over the industry. We had Zack Snyder's Justice League release on Thursday on HBO Max, and yeah, people are still talking about it. In fact, it's trending right now on Monday. It's still going. And then, yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier got released. The first episode got released on Disney Plus on Friday, and it's been a little quieter for that. So, yeah, and then all of the other updates, casting updates, some good news, some bad news, some release date changes. Why don't we just dig into it? So, with all the buzz and noise really around the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, we did get the news that unfortunately Billy Crudup, who's playing the father of Barry Allen in Justice League, he's having to exit the project in the standalone Flash movie because of scheduling conflicts. I mean, it doesn't sound like there's any sort of bad blood or anything like that. It's literally, hey, I've got this other thing that I've got to do, and you know, this has been pushed back so much. I mean, this production seems like it can't get a break. So it's going to be interesting to see how they progress, who they recast, because they said they're not going to cut the character. So yeah, and it's also really interesting as to how things are going to work, you know, post Zack Snyder's Justice League, because in a lot of ways, I think people watch Zack Snyder's Justice League with the idea that, yeah, they're just going to move forward from that endpoint, but that's really not the plan. And of course, Zack Snyder has said that he's moving on. So it's really going to be something to watch, you know, because look, I'm rooting for DC. I want them to get that kind of momentum that the MCU has had. I just hope that they can learn their lessons and maybe take their time a little bit. And with their last bit of, I guess, I wouldn't say bad news, just you know, kind of a bummer. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. It's been pushed back, and it's because Fast 9 with Universal, they moved that to the same date. So yeah, they're moving Venom to September now. And luckily, with them moving that away from Fast 9 and moving it into September, it's kind of standing on its own as far as this, I guess, this age demographic here. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer. I still haven't seen the first one, and it's on my list of things to watch. Just haven't gotten around to it. But you know, Tom Hardy is one of those actors that, again, just he it's not like that he can do no wrong. It's just that he's such a joy to watch, and you always can count on him to bring 100% into the role. So I'm really interested to see really to see the first movie, but to see how this second one does as well. And for those of you who are big physical media fans, yeah, the news broke that they are releasing the Indiana Jones collection on 4K. I'm very excited about this. Of course, this comes to us from the Digital Bits. To me, if there's no better website when it comes to physical media, as far as movies go, that's where I get all my news. It's where it's just a great website, and they've been around since the beginning of DVD. So this is exciting to see. You know that Paramount's moving forward with this. Of course, the Indiana Jones collection is available on Paramount Plus to stream right now. But, you know, to have it in 4K, pristine 4K, I'm very excited about this. And as you can see here, we've got the pictures of the two sets that are going to be available. The original set, the regular edition on the top there with the 4 movies, the digital copies, the special features. And then on the bottom there is the Steelbook collection. As far as my taste goes, it is a little too much white for me. But you know what? It's Indiana Jones in 4K. I'm very excited. Of course, these have been retimed, color timed, for the 4K release, overseen by Steven Spielberg and approved by him. And then, of course, the Dolby Atmos soundtracks, which are new to this release, have been overseen by Ben Burtt, which is always good news. June 8th can't come soon enough for me. Now, this was one that kind of just surprised me. Okay, A Time to Kill was always one of my favorite, I guess, courtroom type dramas. And right around that time, I was big into John Grisham. And honestly, I've kind of fallen out. I haven't read a John Grisham book in a very long time. But I really did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed Matthew McConaughey's performance as Jake Brigance in that movie. So yeah, apparently there's sequels to that, which I didn't even know. And apparently there's two sequels. But this is going to be an HBO series based on the third novel. For the synopsis of this, it says, in a time for mercy, Jake is the court-appointed lawyer for Drew Gamble, a young man accused of murdering a local deputy. Many in Clanton, Mississippi want a swift trial and the death penalty, but Jake sees it another way. Once he learns the details of the case, he realizes he has to do everything he can to save Drew, who is 16. Jake's commitment to the truth puts his career and the safety of his family at risk. Filled with all the courtroom machinations, small-town intrigues, and plot twists that have become the hallmarks of the master of the legal thriller, A Time for Mercy emphatically confirms John Grisham's reputation as America's favorite storyteller. So yeah, this is really, really interesting to me. I mean, I've always been a big fan of that movie. I've been a big fan of John Grisham's storytelling. So yeah, Matthew McConaughey, HBO, John Grisham, sounds like a win. Let's see where it goes. Now, talk about a surprise. This one came out of nowhere. I did not see this one coming, but apparently Ace Ventura 3 is in the works over at Amazon. And apparently the Sonic the Hedgehog writing team is attached to write this thing. I mean, look, I love the Ace Ventura movies. In fact, there's a little video that I'm actually working on right now that's going to talk a little bit about that. But I just don't. I mean, what a surprise. What a surprise. And I am very, very excited to see Jim Carrey come back to his roots a little bit, to some of his comedic roles, because look, I think a lot of people have a sort of love-hate relationship with Jim Carrey. I mean, he's a lot like Will Ferrell in that, there's very few people that are just like, yeah, he's okay. Most people either love him or hate him. And I'm one of those that love him. And I cannot wait to see where they go with this. I mean, is it going to be a series? Is it going to be a movie? It sounds like it's going to be a movie, but we'll see. And I mean, come on, more Ace Ventura? Are you kidding? Bring it on! I just wanted to share a little quick video off of Instagram, talking about Moon Knight here. Oscar Isaac is in training right now, and I have to say, this is looking pretty cool. Now, would you just take a look at this? I mean, just take a look at it. I mean, look, this is all training, right? None of this is at 100% yet. I gotta say though, I'm very, very interested in how this looks. Of course, Oscar Isaac, I've been a fan of his for, gosh, I think the first thing I saw him in was what, A Most Violent Year, and was impressed with him there. But then he was in Star Wars, and then he's been everywhere. He's going to be in Dune coming up in October. I'm very, very excited. I love that there's some MMA stuff thrown in here. I mean, it's not just, your typical, Hollywood fighting. There's some actual MMA here. I mean, like a flying armbar attempt right there. I mean, that's pretty sweet. And of course, Moon Knight is the alter ego of Mark Spector. Spector is a former boxer and CIA operative who is resurrected by the Egyptian god Khonshu. After being betrayed by his employer, Spector is given superpowers and uses the alter ego of a millionaire playboy. So yeah, you better believe I'm down for this. Of course, I haven't read any of the comics yet. It's also on my list. I mean, look, I've got a list a mile long of movies, TV shows, comic books, and regular books to read. So yeah, it's on the list. But I'm very, very excited for this, and of course, I'm very happy for Oscar Isaac joining the MCU. Yeah, I'm super pumped. And a bit of breaking news here. Apparently, there's a spinoff already being planned from Hawkeye, which I'm not even sure. Is that supposed to come out this year? I think it is. But yeah, Echo. The character is named Echo, and she is a deaf Native American character played by Alaqua Cox in the upcoming Hawkeye series. I mean, look, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, they must really, really like what they're seeing. They must really, really enjoy what she's bringing to this character if they're already planning a spinoff. Of course, this is great news. This is, to me, it's like anytime you can add some characters to, some flavor to the I guess this universe that they're creating. I am so down for this. And this sounds really, really interesting. I know little to nothing about this character, so I'm really, really interested to find out more. And how about this? Keanu Reeves is going to star in and produce Brzrkr. This is something that I'd kind of had my eye on. I'd heard some whispers about it, across the internet. But yeah, apparently this is a go now. So he's going to be starring in the live action film and an anime series for Netflix. So wow, I mean, this is some crazy stuff. It's just, I feel like streaming is really where a lot of the big risks are being taken. And I feel like this is just another step in I mean, gosh, Keanu Reeves is just, he's getting to legendary status at this point. I mean, can the guy do any wrong? I mean, really? I mean, yeah, he was in Cyberpunk 2077, but nobody blames Keanu. They thought he was awesome in it. So Brzrkr is described as a brutally epic saga about an immortal warrior's 80,000-year fight through the ages. The man known only as B is half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the earth for centuries, B may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his endless, blood-soaked existence and how to end it. I mean, look, I'm down. This sounds awesome. And I mean, tailor-made for Mr. John Wick, right? I mean, this is just, look at that. Look at that picture. It looks awesome, and I can't wait to find out more. And for you genre fans out there, they came out with this trailer for Invincible a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, this is this it's definitely adult. It's not for kids, but it is coming to Amazon this Friday. So it's going to be kind of fighting a little bit with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think, for some eyes. But hey, look, I'm interested in this. I'm definitely going to check it out and see what I think about it. The concept seems really interesting, but yeah, let's see how this turns out. And before we go today, I just want to remind everyone that yeah, HBO Max is going to release another version of Zack Snyder's Justice League, but yeah, I'm not really. I mean, look, whatever, you do what you want to do, but it's going to be the black and white version of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which you could probably watch right now if you just turned all the color down on your television set, but that's what we're getting. I just don't, I don't know. I don't understand this. It seems like a marketing ploy. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any really value to it, because look, it's not like the film was lit for black and white, I mean, I think any cinematographer worth his weight in gold will tell you that you light for black and white film completely differently than you do for color, and vice versa. So yeah, look, hopefully we can get a 16:9 cut at some point. I mean, I'm just saying. So quite the week of entertainment, and it's just going to keep ramping up. I think it feels like we're just at the beginning, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. So I'm really interested in what you think about any of these news items we talked about today, whether it's some of the bad news items, kind of bummer items at the beginning, or some of the really amazing stuff, even from today. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. In entertainment, I mean, we had the release of Snack? I feel like in all the buzz and all the noise surrounding Zack Snyder's Justice League, fingers crossed the Flash can maintain their momentum. See what I did there? No, that's terrible. That's terrible.